Hello again everyone, this is Mr. 10,000 and I'm with my little girl again. And we've got another really fun kids workout video for you. This is the longest one, it goes for 30 minutes. And like the others, because it's aimed at little kids, even though it's 30 minutes, there's no need to smash yourself with the workout. All we want to do is get you moving and having fun. Again, all you're going to need is a little bit of clear space like what we have and some comfortable clothes. So let's get straight into it. We're almost about to start the 30-minute workout that's full of different exercises designed or chosen by my little girl. Let's start our 30-minute workout with marching for our warm-up. And marching is easy because it's just like big walking with big steps. We really want to warm up our whole body, so let's get our arms into it too. And you can lift your knees high or lift straight legs high. Or you can march in a circle or take marching steps side to side or just march on the spot. Keep it simple and keep it fun because we've got a whole 30-minute workout ahead of us. That's done, so let's try something a little bit faster. Let's get into jogging. Now jogging is a little bit harder than marching, but it's still our warm-up, so there's no need to wipe ourselves out. Now you can jog on the spot or you can move around, and if you have the space you can jog in a circle or backwards and forwards or from side to side. And if you find it a little bit hard, then just take smaller jogging steps or slower steps or both. Just keep moving and try your best to keep it up for this 30-second block. Okay, we've done jogging for our legs, so now let's focus a warm-up on our arms with big arm circles. And these are really easy. We just have to make big circles with our arms. It's not harder than that. Let's try to make them as big as we can, being careful not to hit anything. And now we're halfway through our 30-second block, so let's make little arm circles. With your arms as high as your shoulders, make small little circles. And you can make them as fast as you like, just keep your arms up. That'll help get them warm and ready for the rest of the workout. Now for our first balancing exercise, and we're going to stand on one leg, kind of like a flamingo. And we're going to mix these all the way through this routine so that we get a chance to rest and so we can train our balance while we rest. All we have to do is stand on one foot and hold the other foot up or out to the side or to the front or to the back. Nice and easy. Oh, elbows and knees already. We're going to use the knees to elbows exercise to work our legs and core. Let's start with our hands at our head and elbows pointing down. Then we just lift our knee up to our opposite elbow, then lower it back down and repeat. Left, right, left, right. Just keep it up at a pace that you can maintain. And let's do our best not to bend our backs too much. Let's try to keep our backs straight and instead try to lift the knee higher rather than leaning over and dropping our elbows. The crab crawl exercise is for your arms and core. You want to sit with your hands and feet on the floor, then lift your hips up. If you can crawl around like that without dropping your hips, then you're doing the crab crawl, just like a crab. And you can move around quite a bit with this one if you have the space, and if you don't have heaps of space, you can just crawl around in a circle like us. Try your best to keep your hips up for the full 30-second block. We're almost at the next exercise. The giraffe exercise is for our arms, and it's easy. It's really easy. All we need to do is hold our hands up high above our heads, as high as we can, like a tall giraffe. Then we just move our hands side to side as we walk around. So keep your hands high, almost like a stretch. All okay? See? Easy.
Yeah, but I'm actually a real bunny.
Oh, balance flamingo again. Let's go to the side. And it's time for us to practice our balancing again. So let's stand on one foot, and this time we'll hold the other foot out to the side. So it's just a different way for us to practice our balance this time. Okay, we're about halfway through our 30-second block, so let's change feet and hold the other foot up out to the side. Now keep trying your best to hold your balance because we're almost through our 30-second block and ready to change over for our next exercise. The lizard run is for your legs, and it's just like normal running, but we want to get our knees up higher, just the same way that some lizards run on hot sand. Now this gets harder the faster we run and the higher we get our knees up, and it gets easier when we run slower with our knees lower. And we just got to choose a lizard running pace that we can keep doing for the full 30-second block.
In a special way to be a bear. Like this.
And now we have 30 seconds of bear crawl. And bear crawl is another really fun exercise for our arms and legs and core. It's really just crawling around like a bear without putting our knees down. Now, if you want to make this harder, then you can just crawl around like a really fast bear. And if you want to make it easier, then you can crawl on your knees. Mix it up however you like and just have fun. Now, the next exercise is for your arms, and that's the seal clap. And it's a very easy exercise. You just want to lift your straight arms up above your head to clap, or clap out in front of you, or both, whichever you like. And if you want to make it more challenging, you can clap faster, but just be careful not to clap harder, because that's probably going to hurt your hands. And if you like, you can add jogging to it. Just be careful not to hit anything. Okay, time for our next active rest, and we're balancing like a flamingo again. This time we're going to try something a little bit different as we stand on one leg, and that's just to raise the other leg to our back. And now we're about halfway through our 30-second block, so change feet. And just remember, if it helps, find something to stare at that is solid and still. And when you do that, hopefully that will help your balance stay solid and still as well. Okay, this exercise is for our legs, and that's jumping. Now we know jumping is really simple, so we can pretty much jump however we like. We can do little bounces or great big high jumps. And the smaller our jumps, the easier they will be. And bigger jumps will be harder. So let's just do whatever jumping we can handle for this 30-second block. Hey, it's another 30 seconds of the crab crawl. Now, if you remember, this is an exercise for your arms and legs. So really do your best to keep your hips up for the full 30-second block. Okay, now you're doing great. We're about halfway through this block. So keep it up. We're almost at the next exercise. Okay, great. Keep it up. Let's get into the next exercise, and this one's for your arms. It's bird wings, and it's really easy. You just need to lift your arms out to the side and fly. Now, if you find it too easy, because it really is quite an easy exercise, just fly faster. But now, as you fly faster, just be careful not to hit anything. Take care and have fun. And balancing again. This time, well look, we're holding our knee up to the front. Just do your best. This one is a little bit more tricky because we're holding our knee up quite high. And now we're halfway through the 30-second block, so let's change knees. Just remember, you can stare at something still to help you stay still.
Alright, jogging.
Let's get straight into our jogging with a pace that we can maintain for this 30-second block. And you can jog on the spot just like we are, or if you've got the space, you can jog around in a circle or backwards and forwards, side to side. However you like, that's fun for you.
You're actually
Daddy bug.
Yes. My name is.
And for the next 30 seconds, we'll be working our whole body with bear crawl. And this works our arms and legs and core all together. And the technique is just the same as when we did it last time. So we're going to have our tummies facing down, and we're just going to crawl around without putting our knees down. Easy.
It's actually fun.
And then knees to elbows again after this.
We're going to use the knees to elbows exercise to work our legs and core. Let's start with our hands at our head and elbows pointing down. Then we just lift our knee up to our opposite elbow, then lower it back down and repeat. Left, right, left, right. Just keep it up at a pace that you can maintain. And let's do our best not to bend our backs too much. Let's try to keep our backs straight and instead try to lift the knee higher rather than leaning over and dropping our elbows. And it's time for our first real break. We've done 10 minutes of activity now, so let's take a short 30-second rest. And while we rest, you can take a quick drink if you like, but just be careful not to drink too much that it makes you feel sick when we start exercising again. For me, I don't like drinking water or drinking anything while I train because I don't like it bouncing around and sloshing around in my stomach when I'm exercising. But of course for you, just do what's best for you. And now for this 30-second block, we're going to be doing frog jumps for our legs. And we want to crouch all the way down, touch the ground with our hands, and then jump up from there, just like a real frog. Now, we already find this exercise quite hard, but if you want to make it harder, if you want to make it harder than it already is, then you just got to jump higher and faster. And whether you want to make it harder or easier, just do your best to keep it up for this 30-second block. This beetle crawl is a really fun exercise for our core. All we need to do is lie back on the ground, then reach up as high as we can with our arms and legs. Then we're going to pretend to walk along the ceiling, just like a beetle would. Try your best to keep your hands and legs as high as you can as you do the beetle crawl, and be careful not to let them drop down until we get to the next exercise. Okay, and now for the helicopter, which is a really fun exercise for your arms. Just be careful with how much fun you have with this because there's quite a bit of spinning involved. In fact, I wouldn't call it spinning. If you see us there on screen, we're just turning. Because if you spin too fast, you're going to feel dizzy. And if you feel dizzy, you might fall over. So just take care, have fun, and turn carefully.
One more round.
And now for another 30 seconds of training our balance. So let's stand on one leg and hold the other leg out to the side. And when we're about halfway through, not yet, when we're about halfway through the 30-second block, let's change feet. Okay, and change.
It is from a imaginary land.
Okay, break's over. And now it's time to work our legs. We're going to work our legs with rabbit jumps. And you'll find rabbit jumps just a little bit harder than kangaroo jumps because you'll need to try, just at least try to crouch down far enough to touch your knees and jump from there, just like a rabbit. Okay, we've got about 10 seconds left for this activity, so keep it up, keep it fun, and then we'll do the next exercise. Okay, great. That one's done. So now we're on to our next exercise, which is for our core. This one's called the Superman. Now, you're going to have to find a comfortable way to lie down on your tummy and stretch your arms and legs out. And then lift your arms and legs together and hold that position for the 30-second block. If you find that a bit tricky, just take a few short breaks in between, but it's really not that long to go, so just do your best. Okay, now we got bird wings again. So you know how to do this. All we're going to do is fly around like a bird. Really try to get your arms nice and high and drive them down with a bit of power. If you want it to be a little bit more challenging, you can try walking or even jogging while you're flying. Just do your best to keep it up for the whole 30-second block. Let's do another 30 seconds of practicing our balance by standing on one foot and holding the other foot out to the back. Yeah, we're doing a lot of balance exercises in this routine because balance is so important. In fact, you definitely couldn't complete this routine without good balance, so let's do our best to improve it.
That's all I can't.
Okay, kangaroo jumps. I'll carry you. Good.
This is what I'm going to do.
Happy?
Okay, moving on to our legs. We got 30 seconds of kangaroo jumps. And these are really easy standing jumps. You don't need to squat too low. Just jump up from where you're standing, just like a kangaroo. If you want more of a challenge, try jumping as high as you can for this 30-second block. If you find that too hard, don't worry. Just keep your jumps a little lower and a little slower. But whatever you do, don't stop. We've only got maybe 10 seconds left and then we're on to the next activity.
Lying leg ups.
Lying leg ups are for your core, but you're going to feel them working your legs just a little bit as well. Let's start by lying down with our legs straight out. We can put our hands wherever it helps to anchor us or keep us steady. Then you can try lifting and lowering both feet up together or just one foot at a time, left, right, really whichever version you like best. Just have fun and do your best to keep it up for this 30-second block. Time for another 30 seconds of seal clap. Now, we've already done this before, so you know that it's for working our arms and you know how easy it is. You just want to lift your straight arms up to clap above your head or clap out in front of you, or both, whichever you like best. And if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can clap faster, but just be careful not to clap too hard so you don't hurt your hands. Take care and have fun.
We're past halfway.
For the next 30 seconds, we're practicing our balance again on one foot, and it looks like we're holding our foot out to the front. And we're practicing balance so much throughout this routine that our balance is going to improve a lot. Okay, we're halfway through the 30-second block, so let's change feet. Monkey steps are for our legs. We want to step out wide to the side and swing our arms to the side with our steps. Just like how a monkey walks. Well, at least how they walk in cartoons. If you're finding it a little bit too easy and you want to make it harder, just make your steps deeper and bouncier. And if you want to make it easier, then just do the opposite. Make your steps smaller. And however it is for you, just do your best for this 30-second block. And now it's time for another 30 seconds of the Superman. And if you remember doing this before, you'll remember that this is for working our back, which is part of our core. But you'll also feel this working your arms and legs too. Now, if you can't hold it for the full 30 seconds, then just have little breaks in between and keep lifting into the Superman. Just do your best to make it through the full 30 seconds and then we'll go on to the next exercise. Time for working our arms again, this time with the giraffe exercise. And we've done this before, so you remember how easy it is. All we have to do is hold our arms up straight above our head, as tall as we can, like a giraffe. Then we just move our hands side to side as we walk around, almost as if you're stretching. And balancing again, we're going to hold our foot out to our back this time. And well, this is the 8th time we've done this exercise, our balancing exercise, in this 30-minute routine. So I hope you're getting pretty good at it by now. We have a few more coming up, so you're going to get lots of practice for your balance.
Oh, change. We're supposed to change. Daddy always forget to change.
Yeah, and you're actually supposed to.
Jogging.
And time for another 30 seconds of jogging. Now all you have to do is find a pace or a speed of jogging that you can maintain, that you can do for this 30-second block. Actually, we've got a break coming up in about 1 minute, so hey, you can blast it. If you've got the energy, really put everything into this jogging, because in about a minute you can have a rest.
I'll show you.
For this 30-second block, we have a new exercise for our core, and that's the plank. We just need to lie down on our front and then lift ourselves up on our elbows, forearms, and toes. And we should have our elbows under our shoulders and everything from our head to toes, so that's our shoulders, chest, core, hips, and legs, all need to be lined up straight. Now, if you can't hold the position for the full 30 seconds, that's okay. just have a rest whenever you need, and then lift back up into the position.
Look, it's almost done in helicopter.
Okay, last exercise before our break, and we're going to work our arms with the helicopter. And now, it's fun to turn and spin, but really the focus of this exercise is on our arms. And if our straight arms are high enough, at least as high as our shoulders, you should really feel it working your shoulders.
My hands are really full.
And just remember as you turn, try not to bump into anything.
Hey, a break is the next one, Buffy. Then I'll put a break in the video.
Okay, wow, you've been training for 20 minutes straight now, so it's time for a break. So take a rest however you like, or take a drink, because in just a few seconds we'll be doing the final 10-minute block of our exercises to finish the routine.
Wait, Cookie.
I know I can do when I'm going to put you in a trap. Wow, so wait. You're in a trap.
do side leg raises, Gruffy.
You're in a trap.
Okay, side leg raises. Let's work and stretch our legs with side leg raises. Now we want to stand in place without stepping or moving around, and then we'll lift one foot with a straight leg straight out to the side. Now lower the foot back down with a straight leg and then repeat. Now we're at the halfway point of our 30-second block, so let's change feet. If we lift our leg as high as it'll go, it's going to feel as much like a stretch as it is an exercise.
Marble. Cookies are marble.
Lying leg ups again for our legs and core. Now all we need to do is lie with our back on the ground and stretch our legs out straight. From there, all we need to do is lift our legs together at the same time or one at a time, whichever you like best. And if you're finding it easy, then you can raise your legs higher, and if it's a little bit too hard, just raise your legs lower. Just keep trying your best because we've only got a few seconds to go.
And bear.
Okay, bear crawl again. Now, we've done this before, so you know the drill. It's just crawling around like a bear without putting our knees down.
You want to lie on this?
Okay, we're about halfway through the 30-second block, so make sure you're still moving around like a bear and keep those knees up. We're almost at the next exercise.
I want to eat that giraffe.
Okay, Cookie.
Balancing on one foot again, and this time we're going to hold our leg out to the side. And if you want more of a challenge, just see how high you can raise your leg to the side. The higher you go, the harder it's going to be to keep your balance.
Oh, change.
It was so funny. I was eating cookies tape for pretend.
Now for front leg raises, and these work and stretch our legs, kind of like side leg raises. It's really just lifting one foot up to the front with a straight leg, then lower it back down with a straight leg again, and then repeat until we're halfway through the 30-second block. Okay, we're halfway through now, so let's change legs. And let's try to remember that we should try to do the exercise in the same place without changing where we are. And let's try not to make it a kick, because it's much more like a very careful swing. And now for our next exercise for our core, and that's windmills. Now we're going to start by standing with our feet about as wide as our shoulders and our arms out wide. Then reach down carefully with a straight arm and a straight back to touch your opposite foot. Keep your back straight and your arms out wide as you return to the start. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, so be really careful not to hit anything as you work through the windmills exercise.
And then I'm going to slip cookies tape.
And crab crawl again. This one is for our core mainly, though we're going to use our arms and legs. We've done this a few times before, so you know the drill. We just need to start seated with our tummies pointing up. And from there, we just need to crawl around with our hips up. The crab crawl can be a little bit awkward, but hey, you don't have to do it again for the rest of the routine. So give it your best. We're almost on to the next exercise. Okay, time to have a rest from our animal exercises by training our balance. And it looks like we're standing on one leg with our other foot raised to the back. Okay, we're coming up to about halfway through the 30-second block, so get ready to change over. And while you do that, I'm just going to encourage you with your balance training, because all the work that you've put into your balance and you've done a lot in this routine, is going to really help you with everything, not just in this routine, but also throughout your life. Okay, time to train our legs again with lizard run again. And it's just like normal jogging, just like before, but we want to get our knees up higher, just like you're a lizard running around on hot sand. And if you want to make it a bit harder, then just raise your knees up higher and run faster. And if you want it to be a little bit easier, just lower your knees and run a little bit slower. Just do your best, and we'll be doing the next exercise soon. The next exercise is for our arms and lower back. And it's another really fun, really easy exercise. All we need to do is lean forward and use our arms to make a trunk. Then our trunk can follow our steps as we sway from side to side, just like a great big elephant. There's only about 5 minutes to go in this routine, so I really want to encourage you to keep doing your best. Okay, next up we have arm swings, which are for working your arms, of course. Now these are really easy and a lot like the bird wing exercise, except we're swinging our arms to the front and to the back. And at the top of each swing, when our hands are at the highest, let's hold our hands there for just a few seconds, then bring them down and swing again on the other side. It's a bit like marching really big with your arms.
Okay, this time knee high.
Let's get straight into our balancing exercise, this time with our knee raised to the front. And if you think your balancing skills are up to it, you can raise your knee higher. In fact, the higher you raise your knee, the harder it can get to keep your balance. Try it out. How high can you raise your knee? Okay, let's change knees for the last 15 seconds.
Monkey walk again.
Monkey walk.
You know the monkey songs?
Okay, let's train our legs again with the monkey walk. Now, we've done this before in the routine, and it's exactly the same. We just need to step out wide and swing our arms with our steps. Easy and fun. You've done really well to make it this far into the routine, so don't ease off yet. You're almost done, but until then, keep on giving your best. Time to train our core with windmills again. Now we're going to do it just the same as we did it before. So we're going to stand with our feet as wide as our shoulders and our arms out wide too. Then we'll reach down carefully with straight arms and a straight back to touch our opposite foot. Keep your back straight and your arms out wide as you return to the start and repeat. Time to train our arms with the helicopter exercise again. And this is just the same as when we did it before in the routine. We want to hold our hands out as wide as we can with straight arms and as high as our shoulders. Then we just want to turn on the spot like a helicopter. And try to make it a turn rather than spinning so that you don't get too dizzy.
Okay, flamingo, ready? We go to the front.
Okay, this is our last balancing exercise. And it looks like we're holding our leg up to the front. Now, you're probably a little bit tired from getting this far into the routine. There's really just a few minutes to go, so you've done a lot of really great work. But just do your best to hold your balance and make it to the end of the 30-second block. Oh, and now we're halfway through the 30-second block, so just remember to change your feet over.
And a plank.
And for this 30-second block, we'll be doing the plank again for our core. So we just need to lie down on our front, just like before, and then lift ourselves up on our elbows, forearms, and toes. And we should have our elbows under our shoulders and everything from our head to our toes in a straight line. If you can't hold the position for the full 30 seconds, just rest in between and lift when you can. Let's start our cool down exercises firstly with jogging. Now jogging is pretty simple. You can jog on the spot or you can move around, and if you have the space you can jog in a circle or backwards and forwards or from side to side. And if you find this a little bit hard, then just take smaller jogging steps or slower steps, or both. Just keep moving and try your best to keep it up for the 30-second block.
Goffy's winning. And Goffy win. Okay, marching.
Marching! Now, you've already done this before, so hey, maybe you're already an expert with taking great big steps and getting your arms into it. Now, you can march with knees up high or straight legs up high, however you like. You can march in a circle, you can take steps side to side, or you can just march on the spot like we are. Do your best to keep up a good pace until the end. Okay, it's the very last 30-second block, and we're going to do our very last cool-down exercise, which is arm circles again. Now, you can pretty much copy us on the screen there as we make big circles with our arms. And it's meant to be easy because you're at the end of a full 30-minute workout. Well done. And we just want to ease you out of it with something that's not too intense or too hard.
Imagine another 30 minutes. Hi, Cook.
And that's it. You made it. You just finished the entire 30-minute workout. And really, it's so good that you made it all the way to the end. I know you're probably feeling a little tired, but I hope that all of your movement and exercise and all of the training you did with your arms and legs and core, well, I just hope you're feeling great because of it. And now, if you have the energy and you'd like to do some more fun exercises, well, you could just follow this long 30-minute routine again, or you can go check out the other fitness videos that we've got here on this channel. We have a whole mix of videos for everyone, so you should be able to find something that's just right for you.